Hey, what's up, you guys? Okay, so in this video, I'm going to give you guys some good, solid information about Edward Little and Richard Johnson. Which one are you? Okay, before I get to that, I'm going to check off this list here. Okay, before I get to that, let me let everybody know they can text the word SWORD to 31996. This will enable you to receive free messages from SWORD Vitality, tips and updates and reminders on your vitality journey, on your path of vitality. You're gonna get free messages to your phone to tell you, hey, did you know this? Look out for this. Guess what? Don't forget this. So text the word SWORD to 31996 and you will be in tune with the vitality aspect of living. Okay, now this is the free version. We have the VIP version, which includes a lot more, but this is the free version. So anybody who has bought from us, text the word 3199. Text the word SWORD to 31996. Okay. Now let me tell you guys about this XXL Extreme. The XXL Extreme is very, very special because we added a stimulant, an activator to it. What is that activator? Cinnamon extract. Cinnamon extract is very, very strong, not to be played with. Okay. It takes the proper chemistry and mathematics to get this concoction right. We've been working on this for a while and we have it right. Now, this will bring blood flow to the surface immediately. This is an activator, a nerve stimulator. So this will bring arousal and it'll bring an awakening to you quicker than the regular application of just the cacao bean. The cacao bean is powerful in itself, but with the addition of this cinnamon extract, it's very, very powerful, the more of an immediate effect that it has. Now, just want to remind you guys, for all those who have bought from SWORD Vitality, this is not a lubricant. This is not something you apply just before having sex with your woman, okay? This is a daily application you do preferably early in the morning after your shower or before you go to bed at night after your shower. This is not right before sex to lube yourself up or things of that nature. Stay away from that anyways, okay? So, let's get to it. Edward Little, right? Now, this video is going to be full of puns and double entendres, so pay attention to the words I'm using. Edward Little, okay? Known as Ed, right? Some of you men are Edward Littles. You are Ed, right? We know Ed stands for what? Erectile dysfunction, right? So this is why I'm using this name, Edward Little. Erectile dysfunction keeps you small, right? So here's Ed. Edward Little, he's the kind of guy who wakes up in the morning and he eats bacon and eggs, donuts, cereal, and cow's milk. That's Edward Little's breakfast, okay? He fills himself up with mucus. He fills himself up with blood-stopping and just, foods that are full of clogging up the blood system and the arteries and the stomach lining, right? Then he goes throughout his day and he gets chips for snacks. He eats candy bars. He chews bubble gum, right? He goes to fast food places for his lunch. He goes to McDonald's and Jack in the Box and the taco shop and Pizza Hut and all these other places that give you dairy and meat on top of bread and just really mess up your whole digestive system, right? And have all kind of food sitting on your stomach longer than it should be sitting there, right? So Edward Little is full of junk. On top of that, he washes this junk down with sodas and colorful drinks full of food coloring, okay? And this is the lifestyle of Edward Little. Edward Little also watches too much sex tapes, right? He can't keep himself in discipline, so he has to always be overloading himself with too much sexualization, right? So he burns out his nerves and his tissues of his sword, right? Edward Little is withdrawn and he doesn't really talk to girls because he's not confident enough, okay? For dinner, Edward Little is back at it. He has to have meat. Edward Little loves meat. He loves meat so much, it's damn near in all three of his daily meals. It's damn near in his breakfast, his lunch, and his dinner, okay? So he's gonna have a nice steak. He's gonna have a nice chicken breast. He's gonna have pizza. He's gonna have pork chops, right? This is Edward Little. He's gonna wash it down with some junk trash drink, preferably soda or maybe even a beer, right? This is Edward Little. He's gonna clog his body with blood thinners and meat, dead animals, and mucus-building foods. This is the lifestyle of Edward Little. This is why Edward Little has erectile dysfunction. It's not because Edward Little is 42. It's not because he's 27. It's not because he's 36. It's because he eats like an American asshole. This is what they want you to do. They want you to eat like an idiot and then wonder why you don't work right and your brain's failing and your dick's failing and you just can't, and you got man boobs. We have to snap out of it, okay? We have to snap out of it. These things are by design, and as long as we keep following the tune that they're playing for us to walk to, we're gonna reap the seeds that they've sown. We're gonna reap it, okay? Now let's get into Richard Johnson. Richard Johnson, once again, pay attention to the name. Richard, right? What's the nickname for Richard? Dick, right? So Johnson, we all know what Johnson means, right? So Richard Johnson, now this is the guy that we all should be trying to be, right? Richard Johnson, now he doesn't play with himself, right? I don't mean that literally, but I do mean that literally, okay? Richard Johnson doesn't play with his lifestyle, his body. Everything he does is based on his vitality, right? So he gets up in the morning and he eats fruit. He drinks tea, right? He eats greens or mixes a green blended drink, right? He makes sure he gets his oats and his granola, right? This is the morning meal of Richard Johnson. Light, powerful, electrical, life-giving foods. On top of that, he doesn't just wake up and eat nice, good foods, but he also wakes up and gets into a workout routine. He keeps the blood flowing through his body. Now, not just upper body, he does lower body as well, right? So he keeps the lower extremity active, which is gonna bring healthy blood flow, right? So this is the morning regimen of Richard Johnson. The lunch of Richard Johnson is going to be vegetables and at best, alternative meat. I'll give you one example. For all of you who are looking for alternative meat, stay away from Beyond Meat. Beyond Meat is garbage. It has a chemical in it called hexane. Hexane is in gas and fuel. You do not want to eat Beyond Meat. It's a gimmick. It's made by, I think, Tyson, you know, the brand of Tyson that creates the chicken company, all that stuff. Stay away from Beyond Meat, okay? It's garbage. It's a gimmick, okay? Get this, field roast. They have burgers, hot dogs, okay? They have chicken wings. Whole Foods and Sprouts carries this brand here. Very, very good brand, made from vegetables and peppers. Very clean ingredients, okay? No soy, no funny stuff, okay? You'll love this brand. You won't even need to season it. It's already seasoned because it's full of vegetables and peppers. It's beautiful, okay? Now, let's get back to Richard Johnson's regimen. So, for dinner, Richard Johnson's gonna make sure he eats powerful things like garbanzo beans, black beans, right? He's gonna make sure he stays away from green peas because that's counterproductive for your testosterone, right? And he's gonna get yellow peas if he's gonna insist on eating peas. Yellow peas are good for us as men, not green peas, okay? He's gonna engage in good rice, right? Black rice, wild rice, not white rice, okay? Brown rice, okay, but try to go to wild rice and black rice, okay? The snacks of Richard Johnson are powerful snacks. He's gonna eat dates, nuts, cranberries, pistachios, Brazil nuts. These type of powerful snacks will invigorate you as a man. These are male vitality snacks. This is a male vitality regimen in general, okay? It's not hard to be a vegan. It's very easy, right? Because there's so many options for you to do, so many options for you to eat, so many options for you to mix and match different meals together. It's harder to be a person who eats the typical American diet because you can't be in shape. You're lazy-minded, you're lazy physically, you're not up to par, you can't even perform with your woman. You have a slew of problems. So it's not really easy to be a non-vegan, right? It's actually hard. It's very easy to be a vegan, okay? Especially today, everything has a vegan brand, everything has a vegan alternative. It's easy, okay? Supplements. Richard Johnson takes all of his supplements to make up for what he's lacking in the minerals that's not in the soil, that we're not getting in the fruits and vegetables that we should be getting, or just consuming the herbs and certain vitamins that we are missing in our daily meals, okay? So Richard Johnson, he invests in himself. He invests in his vitality. He knows his vitality is not just about his sword. It's all about his mind, his body and his soul, right? Because you can't be spiritually inclined if you're full of junk. You can't have a strong spiritual understanding of the world we're in life if you're full of trash and death, dead animals, okay? So this is the difference between Richard Johnson and Edward Little. On top of that, Richard Johnson's confident. Richard Johnson is not withdrawn. He knows how to assert himself. He's confident when he's with his woman. He's a pleasurable man to be with when he's with his woman. He's not going to let her down, and she looks forward to him, right? So on top of that, Richard Johnson is a SWOR Vitality member. So he practices his 300 stroke method. He applies the cacao bean daily of whatever denomination he bought, whether it's an XL, double XL, or double XL Extreme. Richard Johnson is in tune. He gets text messages to his phone. He's a VIP member, right? Richard Johnson's not playing here, right? Because he knows that life is only going to come from life-giving intake. If you feed yourself death, which is dead animals and dead nasty things, you're going to die quicker and deteriorate faster, right? So this is Richard Johnson and this is Edward Little. Which one are you, right? Now, hopefully, if you're watching this video, you're inspired or already on the journey to become Richard Johnson, right? Now, let me drop something on you real quick before I end this video. The effects of meat, okay? First of all, it takes about 48 hours at the fastest for meat to digest in your stomach. That's if you did not follow it up with another meal of meat. Let's just say you ate meat once in the morning. You say you did your favorite bacon and eggs, right? Which is the worst fucking thing you can do. Let's say you ate bacon and eggs in the morning and the rest of the day you didn't eat nothing else that had meat involved. It's gonna take 48 hours, right? Just for that to leave your system. But let's say you're the average American asshole and you ate meat for breakfast, meat for lunch, and meat for dinner, right? Now you're in trouble. Now you have 3 different time frames you consumed meat, and it's gonna just sit and rot and sit and rot. Now let me tell you about meat and bread, why you can't eat a hamburger, right? Or why, you can do what you wanna do, but why you shouldn't, okay? Well, your stomach's gonna pick what's easiest to digest first. When you eat bread and meat together, whether it's burrito, hamburger, taco, pizza, whatever mixture you wanna put it in, your stomach's gonna digest bread first, right? Then it's gonna digest the meat later. So your meat in the stomach is gonna take a back seat. So it won't even be 48 hours. It might be 72, might be 128, right? Depending on how much of an asshole you are, how much stupid junk you put inside your stomach to take, the pecking order of digestion and, to the next level, right? Putting your meat on the back of the list. So you have to be aware of these things. Your stomach is not a dumpster. It's not a trash can, okay? It's your fuel tank. And if you put death inside your fuel tank, then don't expect to have life-invigorating moments, okay? Now, let me explain something to you here. On this animal equality website here, it talks about how the meat that you receive on your plate or through the fast food company, it takes at the very least, it's been dead for 3 weeks. At the very least. And in 72 hours, rigor mortis sets into all dead things and animals, right? On top of that, blood is usually collected in an industrial container, right? We're talking about the slaughterhouses of meat and animals, okay? Blood is usually collected in an industrial container. From there, it goes to a warehouse for processing in order to produce fertilizers or food. The food we feed the herbivores that we eat later on. So the blood of these animals that they hang upside down and let drain after they've been tortured and shocked goes into a container. It gets processed into a fertilizer or food and gets fed back to the cows that are up for slaughter next. So essentially, your cows that you're eating, that you love so much, they're like vampires. They're eating the blood of the dead cows that came before them. And then here you go eating this rigor mortis filled fucking disgusting animal, right? Talking about I can't stop eating meat because meat has an addiction in the brain like alcohol. It's science, it's scientific facts. So become Richard Johnson. Convert yourself from Edward Little. SWOR Vitality is here to do that. All men take your vitality very seriously. This is the only investment that matters for you physically. I'm not talking about real estate. I'm not talking about the stock market. I'm talking about the investment of yourself. You can't be any good to your children and your wife and your friends and your family if you're broken down and you're dying slow and you're dying fast, or you're aging quick, you can't keep up, you can't run no more, you can't do what you used to do. You're no good to nobody like that. SworeVitality.com. Check it out.